Yes, and the BBC's Sarah Dawkins is one of those cycling all the way to the French capital.
Yes, day 3 complete, the longest ride of the challenge so far, 71 miles in the bag. We started at Loughborough, and at our first stop we met up with former England rugby players Mike Tindall and James Haskell, who joined us for a short stretch, just 20 miles of the ride today, but we'll let them off because they were on a tandem. And I have to say, when they first saw the bike, they did look a little bit nervous and were a bit wobbly when they first started, and not everyone was convinced they were going to make it.
Has everyone got stabilisers?
I'd be surprised if they're not in the first hedge we come to be honest. The training has been extensive. They've done a good 50 metres together, I think, so they're totally prepared for this journey.
All the best.
Roughly 125 kilos on the Hask's front, 110 on mine, so 230 on that tandem. I don't think they planned for it. Halfway around we had a chain fall off. I think we just carried too much power.
We crashed. I know we're talking to the BBC. I got speared in a very delicate area on the handlebars.
But they proved everyone wrong, and at one point they were overtaking Chris Boardman himself. When we eventually reached Northampton, the cycle team took part in a litter pick with trash-free trails, and that's something that Mike Tindall and his family are passionate about.
Mia and Lena, if there's any time there's litter on I have to stop the car, we have to pick it up. Obviously we live in the country, so which is always good, and I'll always stop because I always want them to do that. So look, I think we can get there in the end. I think it is just small changes, as you say.
I think that at the moment we're quite clearly destroying the planet. We're quite clearly doing things that we shouldn't do, deforestation, whatever it might be. And for me, we want to encourage people going out, and climate change is affecting the weather, it's affecting people's ability to play sport, it's affecting people's ability to go out and cycle, for example, hence what we're doing today.
Change down, change up.
I think for us, when Mike and I were asked to do it, I've always wanted to go on a tandem with Mike. It was on my to-do list.
It wasn't on mine.
It was.
Stare at your butt for 30 kilometres.
Some people pay a lot of money to do that. And so I thought it was a perfect way to experience it, raise some awareness, have some fun. People talk about kind of these big grandiose acts and doing crazy things like gluing yourselves to pavements. If you just took responsibility, worried about yourself and took some positive action in your own life would be much healthier.
Well, a few tricky moments today, including a double puncture, which thankfully has now been repaired. That meant that Chris Boardman actually beat us to our destination for the first time, which is here.